bacon.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. After being harassed by a friend of mine who apparently just got to episode 5 and really needs to talk about it with someone.
Let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac?
I'm moving ahead my schedule to get into WandaVision, which is actually a show that I've been pretty excited about anyway, because Wanda is, or Scarlet Witch is one of my favorite characters from the X-Men. It was always really interesting seeing her navigate having as much power as she does with while also being as crazy as she is. And I'm looking forward to some of the things I expect the series to touch on, like her children with Vision, who is obviously an artificial creation, and things like that, and how they explore some of the ramifications of her ability to just simply create things out of thin air. There's not a whole lot I'm gonna go into before I start the episode, because this, Marvel has been mixing and matching things from the comics for years doing these, and so there's not really any way to know exactly how they're going to approach certain storylines. I do expect them to cover certain aspects of, like, maybe subtly hinting at the X-Men coming into the MCU, really touching on what it really means to be a reality warper, which is, of course, is what she actually is. We haven't really seen any of that so far in any of the movies, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing them explore just how powerful Wanda is. But without further ado, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get into this. It's interesting. I kind of expected them to have a slightly different opening for the TV MCU. But it looks like they're going... Well, there's a slight musical flourish change, I think. Oh, cool. Black and white TV era logo. I bet a bunch of you watching this have never even seen old TVs the way they actually looked.
How do people in the late 70s or something watch TV if this is all they can see?
I'm already in love. A regular husband and wife. I love it. So it looks like they're mainly riffing on Bewitched right now. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it was an old show about an astronaut who married a...
Do you want to try that again?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of I Dream of Jeannie. Well, it's two shows, I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. I Dream of Jeannie was about an astronaut who married a genie in a magic lamp who lived with him. And Bewitched was, I forget what he did for a living, but he was just a sort of a nebbish who married a witch. So this mostly looks like Bewitched, with her, waving her hands around. And it'd be funny if they have her do the little nose wiggle thing.
For the flying saucers.
My husband and his indestructible head.
Oh my gosh, she's even doing an old-timey sitcom voice.
What do you say to silver dollar pancakes, crispy hash browns, bacon, eggs, freshly squeezed orange juice, and black coffee?
I say, oh, I don't eat food.
That explains the empty refrigerator.
Oh my god, they wrote actual sitcom jokes.
Is there something special about today?
Well, don't tell me you have forgotten, Biz.
Forgotten? I wonder, I'm incapable of forgetfulness. I remember everything.
Well, then tell me what's so important about today's date.
What was the question again? Perhaps you've forgotten yourself.
Gee, heavens no. I've been so looking forward to it.
As have I. Today, we are celebrating.
You bet we are. It's the first time we have ever celebrated this occasion before.
It's a special day.
Perhaps an evening.
Great significance.
To us both.
Naturally.
Obviously.
Exactly.
This is fantastic because this is a classic actual sitcom scenario.
Have a good day.
There's something that is usually, of course, in the sitcom, it would be the husband forgot the anniversary or something, and the wife is subtly hinting at what the day is, but neither of them can remember what this day is, which is interesting. What is August 23rd? Is that the day in canon that the snap happened?
No.
Because that would be interesting. It would explain why she can't remember it. Oh, I love this actress.
I'm Agnes, your neighbor to the right.
Cute, smart, and funny is the ultimate combination. And this actress has all three.
Golly, you settled in fast. Did you use a moving company?
I sure did. Those boxes don't move themselves.
Ha.
So what's a single gal like you doing rattling around this big house?
So I'm married. To a man. A human
A
one.
human one.
That wasn't suspicious.
He'll be home later tonight for a special occasion. Just the two of us.
Oh, is it somebody's birthday?
Not a birthday.
An anniversary then?
Yes. Yes, it's our anniversary.
How marvelous.
Feels like we've always been together.
Lucky gal. The only way Ralph would remember our anniversary
Ralph.
was if there was a beer named June 2nd.
That's fantastic. Ralph, I think, was the husband on the Honeymooners.
I was just reading a Crackerjack magazine article called How to Treat Your Husband to Keep Your Husband.
Oh dear.
Let me tell you, what Ralph could really use is how to goose your wife so you don't lose your wife.
All you youngins in the crowd, goosing is pinching someone's butt. Ha! Oh, the irony of Vision working in a computational firm.
Would you be so good as to tell me what it is we do here exactly? Do we buy or sell something?
That's interesting. So they're playing it for laughs, but it's like Vision is noticing the incredibly artificial nature of this reality. It's almost like the Truman Show.
Vision,
Yes.
wife and I are looking forward to this evening.
Trying to keep my eyes open for any Easter eggs.
Of course. Dinner with Mr. Hart and his dear lady wife, Mrs. Hart.
This is what I just said. What's wrong with you, son? Have you got a screw loose?
Oh, no, sir. Screws all tightened, sir.
No skeletons in your closet, eh, Vision?
I don't have a skeleton, sir.
Glad to hear it.
That raises some interesting questions about Vision's construction in this, in the MCU. If he doesn't have a skeleton, I mean, frame of some kind, right?
What about seduction techniques?
Ooh.
Oh, I have those. Just out of curiosity, what does it say?
That you should stumble when you walk into a room so he can catch you.
I think that's terrible advice.
Any other tricks?
Wait a minute.
You could point out that the death rate
Who's
of
that
single
on
men
the
is twice that
cover?
of married men.
Looks like Jennifer Lawrence.
Romantic.
Listen, about tonight.
Don't worry, dear. I have everything under control.
There's a double meaning to that.
Oh, well, that is a relief.
Ah, now we get the other classic sitcom trope. It's the misunderstandings. They both think that they're on the same page in their preparations, and they're not.
Look, I think the best course of action is to impress the wife.
And I think the best course of action is to impress the husband.
This has potential to get very spicy. Oh my god, please tell me this is a fake ad.
His toast.
Why are you getting so excited?
Set the dial and get the taste back into your toast.
Wow. It is so much like an actual
Top and bottom
old-timey
cheese
ad.
elements can handle anything, from meatloaf to cherry pie to open-faced cheese sandwiches.
What kind of weird-ass toaster is this? Something's up here.
The all-new Toastmate 2000 by Stark Industries.
Start.
Forget the past. This is your future.
Oh wow, forget the past, this is your future. We're already hinting at some stuff. It's a layered production.
How very atmospheric.
Oh my god, is that oh, I love her. She's a classic actress. She's been in lots of sitcoms. I think mostly people, I'm pretty sure she's the mom in that 70s show. People will remember that.
Wanda!
Vision?
This is the traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality.
That's racist.
Oh wow.
Who?
Turning it into like, I'm a foreigner, that's all.
See, I forgot to tell you my wife is from Europe.
How exotic.
We don't break bread with bullshit.
Elmo's gonna get it.
Bolsheviks, wow.
And that dress.
Yes, it's so...
Yes, that is
Sokovian is what it is.
Can I just see?
that is a very nicely Sokovian dress.
Yes, the heart on the calendar was an abbreviation.
You move at the speed of sound, and I can make a pen float through the air. Who needs to abbreviate?
Yeah, right.
How romantic to do the candles, the music, that stunning outfit. I don't want to be unappreciative, but right now...
Your boss and his wife are expecting a home-cooked meal.
exactly.
It's interesting that Vision has, shall we say, red-blooded interests.
I might have a better idea.
I'm sad to see the dress go away. You're definitely pulling more from Bewitched than anything right now.
The larger purpose of the forms is...
Was to analyze our input and our output.
Huh.
You're awfully dense, aren't you, Vision?
Input, output. We're making some interesting computer references too. It's kind of hinting that this is maybe a computer simulation.
Not that Ralph ever wants to eat anything other than baked beans.
I wonder if there is a Ralph.
And many mouths make good gossip.
You're so
Oh
naughty.
dear. Right?
Shall I just preheat the oven then, dear?
That won't be necessary.
Oh, all right then. Well, I know you're in a pinch, so this menu can be done in a snap. Thermidor with mini mincemeat turnovers to start, chicken a la king with twice-cooked new potatoes for your second course, and steak Diane and mint jellies for your main.
The crazy slash annoying neighbors, such a classic trope of sitcoms.
You meant stay put. I sent.
Oh, as well as so in Bewitched, there was always the risk of her being noticed. You know what I mean? There was always this one neighbor who would come over and just come this close to catching her doing something magical. That was pretty fun.
Why don't we have a nice sing-along all together then, shall we?
He's got a ukulele. I don't know why that tickles me so much. Oh shit. Alright, well we're already into her reality warping.
And on their farm he had
Oh, the husband is completely not into it. How did these two get together?
pig.
You've heard of Guitar Hero. Now get ready for Ukulele Villain.
Oh no, Wanda, control, baby.
Oh, what was the main course again? It was steak.
I think that must be my wife summoning me.
She calls you Diane?
Yes, it's her pet name for me. Just coming. Fred. Excuse me a moment.
Should have called her Jack. That would have been funnier.
Oh no! Who in there? Back to you.
Why doesn't she just make the chicken back into chicken again?
I'll be right back.
My head is starting to feel woozy.
Were either of you aware that married men are killing single men at an alarming rate?
What's going on about? And what's going on in there?
Who could that be?
You didn't answer the back door for your upside-down cage. Oh, hi.
Who's that?
A
Telegram.
salesman.
The man selling telegrams.
Wouldn't you know it? Good news is more expensive.
I want to tell a joke.
Don't do it.
I think tonight's going swimming. Anyone for Parcheesi?
My head is spinning.
Oh, Mrs. Hart.
Did you hear that? My wife's head is spinning. Generally speaking, I don't like her head to do that.
Time to improvise.
Wanda, just warp reality.
Oh, is that all?
I had high hopes for you, but from what I've seen here tonight, you can barely keep it together. Now, what are we going to eat?
Is the M supposed to be Maximoff on the line there?
Breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, why not?
How very,
European.
I love breakfast food, so that can happen any time of the day. I might have to try to become Mr. Steal Yo Girl right here and get Wanda to myself.
Where did you two move from? What brought you here? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
Oh dear. Yep, she's definitely going to be the neighbor who keeps almost discovering the secret.
We moved from,
Yes, we moved from.
and we were married.
Yes, we were married.
It is really disturbing when you can't remember important things about your life. I've had that happen before, and it's terrifying.
damn it, why? Why did you...
Wanda, stop. Stop, Wanda.
Oh, Arthur, stop it.
Wanda, stop.
Stop it. Stop it.
Wanda, stop.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
So it's like the different
Stop it.
elements of her personality are fighting. Could have just done the Heimlich vision. I guess they don't teach the Heimlich to Avengers.
Well, you should look at the time.
Yes. We better be going.
Are you both all right?
We had such a lovely time.
Thanks for not killing me.
This guest is leaving your home.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Nice.
You made me proud tonight, son. First thing Monday morning, you and me are gonna have a little chat. We'll see about that promotion, huh?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Didn't he just get hired? I wish I could get a promotion that quick. The lobster.
What a charming door knocker.
One lobster isn't enough for 4 people anyway, so that would have been a disaster.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
We don't have an anniversary.
Huh.
Or a song. Or even wedding rings.
Well, we could probably do that. Today could be our anniversary.
Of what? Surviving our first dinner party?
Precisely. And our song could be?
Yakety yak, naturally.
Naturally.
And the rings?
But you could just make
Well,
those,
could you
Wanda.
make some for us?
I don't think I had actually noticed the studio audience until now.
Yes,
No.
I do.
And they lived happily ever after.
I really loved the Vision and Wanda couple back in the comics back in the day. Did he just turn up the studio audience? Interesting. Dab stick. Oh, Sword is involved somehow. I see the Sword logo.
Uno?
It's interesting. These credits are also very interesting. Very ominous music. Oh. I don't know why, but that felt like a clue. Just the way these credits are unfolding feels like a clue as to what's going on. Oh, classic! His classic comic book colors, the green. No, the rings. That's cute. Well, that was episode 1 of WandaVision. Pretty interesting opener for me. I can see why. I mean, I had heard that some people were disappointed in it, and I can imagine that it's because they were expecting something more traditionally superhero-ish, more like the actual MCU movies. And instead, we got pretty much a, you know, by-the-numbers sitcom in the style of the early, I guess, was that 60s era sitcoms, I think, with Bewitched. It was very much centered around Bewitched. And we had a classic sitcom set up with the misunderstanding of what the day was. We had the, yeah, and the way that it unfolded, where they kept operating under the assumption that each one knew what was going on, and just, you know, that they were on the same page about what they assumed was going on. And then, of course, things hilariously came to a head later. What I really liked, aside from them, because I actually really enjoyed that, I'm very much a fan of classic old sitcoms. I used to love Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, a whole bunch of other things, Newhart.
Just how old are you?
So many. Honestly, I watched so many sitcoms, and it was really cool seeing some of the tropes being sort of spun in a way that was very faithful to the classics that they're pulled from, but also a little different. And it was really interesting also seeing how things kind of took these little dips into the disturbing, as we saw Wanda being confronted. I mean, if we think about it in terms of these things being inspired by her own imagination, in a way, it could be like, I don't know if you guys watch Doctor Who, but there was an episode of Doctor Who where one of the companions gets stuck in a simulation.
Spoilers.
And her subconscious kind of like starts to break down little aspects of the simulation, and she starts to notice things, and it causes this sort of like spiral of existential angst in her. And we saw something similar with Wanda, where she was beginning to sort of see the backdrops to the sets, so to speak, you know, and she was starting to freak out. But it's interesting to ponder whether or not these beings are independent beings that she's created somehow using her reality warping powers, or if they literally are just sort of figments of her imagination, like expressions of her subconscious, sort of like an Inception, you know, where the dream people who exist to protect the consciousness of the actual dreamer. Because the scene where the boss was beginning to choke, it's funny actually, the wife of the boss was kind of echoing what I was doing. It was like we were both having the same thought. It's like focusing on Wanda and saying, stop it. Because I think that the boss started to choke because he was causing her this psychological stress by really hammering home these questions that she couldn't find answers in her own mind for. And it was interesting that Vision did absolutely nothing to save the guy until Wanda explicitly told him to, almost as if the whole world was waiting for her to decide how it should proceed. And that was very interesting to me. So I personally think it was a pretty good opener. Maybe could have raised a few more, or given a few more clues as to what is happening, but you know, I understand holding that back because, like, I don't know exactly what is happening yet, and certain reveals you run the risk of revealing too much too soon. So I'm just going to assume that whatever is going on is something they can't drop too many major hints on from the first episode without it just spoiling it for everybody, because it's probably something where it's probably, I would assume it's a profound reveal, but one where the clues would very quickly add up if they start dealing them out too soon. I really loved, can't think of her name right now, but I loved the wacky neighbor. I think she did a fantastic job of embodying that trope. And I look forward to seeing her in future episodes. I know we will. And I'm assuming we'll see the boss's wife more too, because like I said, she seems to be fitting into the mold, at least going off of the framing of this episode with the Bewitched comparison. She seems to be fitting the mold of the neighbor or the person that they know who constantly keeps getting this close to finding out the truth of what's really going on and catching the magical person and the couple in the act. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of those sitcom-y things continuing to go forward. That's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. I'm looking forward to seeing where things go from here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and get right into them. So please, if you like this, click like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post episode 2, which should be coming up as soon as I can edit this one. Anyway, you guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.